Hi, welcome to Crazy Chemical Concoctions. I'm Mr. Misek. Today we're going to look at page 3 in your packet, and we're going to go over the two top vocabulary words that have to do with our activity today. So the first word is surface tension, which is the tension of the surface film of a liquid caused by the attraction of the particles. We're going to do an experiment that demonstrates that today. Another one is solution, which is a liquid mixture where two ingredients combine permanently. So I always think of there's a mixture and there's a solution. A solution, you cannot take the ingredients apart. So once you make Kool-Aid, you can't take the sugar and the Kool-Aid mix out of it again. But mixed nuts, which are a mixture, you can pull those nuts out, or Chex Mix, you can pull out the individual ingredients and they'll be back to where they began. Okay, the first experiment we're going to do today is to see how many drops of water we can get on a face of a penny. So I'm using my eyedropper again. And I'm going to count how many drops I can put on this penny before it goes over the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to stop there for a second so you can see the surface tension that's forming. So you can see that there's like a dome on the top of the penny because the water is attracted to the particles or attracted to each other, which is allowing this water to form on the top of the penny, creating that surface tension. Okay, so we're at 20. We'll go back and see how many more we can get. Okay, so we stopped at 20, so we'll start counting there. 21, 22, and you can see once it goes over the side, the surface tension is broken, and a lot of that water starts to cascade off the side of it. So the surface tension allowed it to form that dome and stay on there. If you want to try this at home, you can do the face side and then do the tail side and see how many you can get. I think the most I've ever had in a class was 30 or 35. Okay, go to page 7 in your packet, and it says Day 2 Surface Tension Bubbles. So draw a picture of what you know about how bubbles are made, and then write one thing you know about how bubbles are made. So think about where you've seen bubbles or how they're made, and then I'll show you what I came up with. Okay, so I drew a picture of one of the bubble wands, and then I made some air going in one side and the bubble coming out the other. And I wrote, bubbles are made when air is blown through a bubble solution. So that's one way that bubbles are made. Okay, now we're going to go to page 8 of your packet. It says Day 2 Surface Tension Bubbles. And then at the end, you can draw a picture to show something that you did during the experiment today. So which soap solution made the best bubbles? So I've got 3 different kinds of soaps. I've got some Dial hand soap, some blue Palmolive dish soap, and some orange Ajax soap. And you can use any kind of soaps you want to, whether they're dish soap or hand soaps. And then we're going to need things to make the bubbles with. So I have the ring to a jar lid. I have some metal twine, which you could use a coat hanger if you want to use that. And then the last thing, it says yarn. We're going to use our hands, and I'll show you how to do that once we get outside and start making bubbles. So let's go outside. Okay, so we're outside. I've got my materials. I have a cup of water that I'm going to use to mix with our soaps, and then we're going to test these out for bubbles. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of the soap in each one of these dishes. I'm just using pie tins. That works pretty well. I'm going to put a squirt of each of these soaps in each dish. And then add the water. Okay, so the first one is the hand soap. I'm going to start with the jar lid. Might help to mix it around a little bit to get that solution mixed up. Then you can see the surface tension inside that ring. That's how bubbles are made, is the surface tension with the air. So this one, I can see the surface tension, but I'm having a hard time keeping them into bubbles. Alright, so now I'm going to try the jar lid in the dish soap. This is the blue Palmolive. Again, you can see the surface tension. Oh, I almost had one. So that one was working better. So far I'd say that's the best one. But now let's try the orange Ajax dish soap. There you can see the surface tension in that one. That one's working pretty good too. Okay, so the jar lid, the bubble started, but we couldn't get one to form. Okay, the next one I'm going to use my wire. I'm going to use a wire hanger, or if you have any of this wire that I had in my toolbox. And first we'll try this in the hand soap, sorry. So again, you can see the surface tension. Sometimes it'll show like a rainbow color. And it's popping. That one started a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to try it in the blue Palmolive. Ooh, I almost had one. And the orange Ajax. So far I think the orange Ajax is working the best. So in the last one I'm going to use my hands and just make a shape like this. I'm going to try to get that surface tension between my hands. It helps to get your hands real soapy with this because that's going to help that surface tension stay. Okay, so I've got the surface tension in between my hands. But that one popped right away. Let's try the dish soap. That was a really big one. That was probably the best one we've had so far. Okay, now let's try the orange. So that was pretty good too. I'd say that the blue and the orange dish soap work the best with my hands. Now I just want to see if I can get a bubble to stay. You can just do this with one hand too. Helps to get your hands really soapy, like I said. I'm going to show you what this looks like when it's coming out. It really stretches. I just need to come off my hand so it'll stay as a bubble. We had one. Okay, so then on our sheet we're going to mark down which ones we thought worked the best, and you may have different results than I did. So the last thing we're going to do is finish page 8 in our packet. I drew a picture of my hands with surface tension, then a bubble coming out the other side. And I circled Joy, which is the yellow, or the orange Ajax worked the best for me. And then I crossed out yarn because we used our hands, and I'm going to circle that one because that worked the best when I was trying to blow bubbles. And then something that we learned today about making bubbles: bubbles need surface tension to be created. Hope you enjoyed our lesson today, and I'll see you next time.